Hey Mom, can I have a quarter? Hey, Frighorn here. Get an update on my Mana Stacker Gemling. I hit level 90 just a little bit ago. Just gonna do a quick gameplay map. Just run a tier 15 found with the boss, so you can see what's going on. A couple of changes to the build. So I'll give you a quick look at my tree. I did make this swap with my Ascendancy, and it was massive. So I was going up here for one skill. I changed that and went up to 30% less cost of skills. I now have more mana recovery, even with the reduction from mind over matter, that I can just spam away whatever I want. Get a little more spirit so I can run clarity. Still, the main part of the build is this right here, stacking intellect. Get myself up to 655. Still focusing pretty much on attributes. Little mana recovery on kill from my jewels. Other useful stats from the jewels or not, whatever you get is good, doesn't matter. Added these three in, very nice. That little bit of skill speed and movement speed is fantastic. Still, this is a big one. Lucky lightning damage. I think I only have 8, 10, 15% crit on most of my abilities. Keeping this one for max lightning damage, very good. Came down here, got a little more mana reduction cost, very good. I anoint this one for extra intelligence. Picked up these because I'm using triggers on bosses now and they're working very well. I'm going to come through here and take most of these trigger nodes, I think, as my next points. Maybe go this way for cast speed. I'm not sure. I'll play around with it. Still have the little lightning area up here with the bonus damage per intelligence, and this one with the bonus damage per mana. So I am sitting at 655 intelligence, like I said, 7131 mana, resistance capped, CI, immune to chaos, Eldritch Battery, and mind over matter. So my entire damage pool and my entire health pool is my mana pool. So far it's working very good. Skill wise, I'm mostly using the same links. Spark with faster casting, projectile speed cheaper, and magnitude of shocks. I want big shocks. They're very nice. So it's very cheap, 177 mana. Other spells are 371. Arc 299. I never use Arc unless a weird situation like a player on a ledge or something, a monster on a ledge that I can't hit. Then I'll arc up there and kill that group instead of moving around and getting to a place where my sparks will get to it. Got a couple of good like 12, 13, 14% increases on a couple of jewels for skill factoration. That's very nice. One there, and I think there's one there. 15%. It's very nice. So sparks last a long time. They go fast. They take care of everything. But there's still times when there's a monster up on a ledge and you'll spark away and the sparks just will not go to that ledge. So very easy. Just boom, hit an arc up there. Clears the whole group. You don't move on. You don't have to think about it. Still Arctic Armor and Mana Remnants are my reservations, along with Archmage. Like I said, I was able to get clarity in there and still have 5 spirit left over. Very nice. Switching to Cast on Shock for bosses. So I did 6-link this. It seemed to be the way to go. I don't need any extra damage for trash. It just goes down like crazy easy. So I have Comet as my main skill. Could use Lightning Conduit as another big hitter, but I think you have to aim that. It says it hits in a cone in front of you. I have no interest in aiming. So Comet is the way to go, even though it's cold. It seems way nicer. Plus, you can link Comet with Spell Echo, which is awesome. So when this goes off, it goes off twice, and it hits like a Mack truck. Impetus for gaining more energy. Energy retention for keeping energy after my meta skills are triggered. These are going off very frequently in a boss fight now. And with my mana sustain, with those ascendancy points, it's no problem. I don't even notice it. And then concentrate effects make him hit harder. So this guy is doing 93,440 to 160. Most of it is still lightning from Archmage. As you can see, the vast majority of it is Archmage. A little bit from the Comet itself. I'm not sure this is freezing. I haven't seen it freeze anything. But it's chilling. So it's one extra little thing going on in the fight that you're getting out of this. It's very nice. Still using Orbistorms with considered casting. Execrate, I think that's called. That's a strange word. Which is good. I don't need to cast this any more than every 8 seconds and give me more shocks. The reason I want this one in here, even though it's kind of a pain in the butt to have a cooldown, is I want this shocking. Everything is based on cast on shock. So when this is up on bosses, big rares, I want everything shocking. And then just more area of effect. Arc, like I said, still just for mobs on ledges. Extra chain. I do have the chain points in the tree now right here. So my arc is chaining 12 times. Very nice. So getting 130, 126. So 130, doing quick math in my head here. 156 more damage with that for the first hit. So it hits really nice, and then it chains 12 times. So this just clears ledge packs like nothing. Don't care about this one, inflicting ailments. I don't use this on bosses. And then don't care about critical hits, just a little extra damage. Solar Orb continues to be my exposure applying ability. Gives me exposure when it shocks for 8 seconds. More chance to shock. And increased effect of my exposure. So that one doesn't hit very hard, but it does plenty of lightning damage to apply a shock. So this will just tick once or twice and it'll get a shock off, and then you'll see the nice big exposure show up. Connectivity's there. I haven't needed to use this much because stuff's just dead. And like I said, Archmage with lightning skills and mana reservation. So that is it. We will do a little gameplay. Like I said, I got a tier 15 right here. I'll just do this one. It's got a boss in it. We'll see what happens quick. Magic monsters. That was fine. And I'm just doing for my maps right now. I'm just transmuting them and augmenting them, and then hitting them with a regal. If I find them white, then I'll hit them with a alchemy. So not spending much on my maps, and currency's good. I spent all my currency yesterday. Oh, gear upgrades. I'll show you that quick. I spent all my currency, basically a divine worth of exalt, and 1 divine by itself, to get this chest, which is outstanding. 5% maximum mana per socketed rune or soul core. So I have 4, so that's 20. Plus the soul cores are each worth 2 maximum mana, so give me 28. So 28 maximum mana right there. And my spirit. This solved my spirit problems. I had to buy a new amulet to make this work, but it does. So I get 40 spirit from this. I got this amulet with 35 more spirits, so now I have 75, which is enough to run clarity. And then still have the 60 left over after Archmage to run my 2 mapping buffs, and then switch to cast on shock for bosses. This Ammy's not near as good as the one I had before with the cast speed, but it has the stats that I need. 7 in all attributes is very important because I need that to keep my strength and my dex up to run this equipment. This requires 51 dex. And this both require 66 strength is my minimum, so I need that. I need the all attributes, or I would not be able to wear this piece of gear unless I change something else to dex. Rings are the same, I believe. I just got crummy ones with little intelligence and a couple of resistances that I needed with plenty of mana on both. Belts the same, mana on resistances. Gloves, I needed to switch my gloves to have a little more dex, so I switched to these. The first 2 lines are terrible. They have the cold resistance and the intelligence and the dex that I needed. And then I did get these boots with the good soul core with the 2% maximum mana. Still only 25 move speed, but good resistances, good mana, and good intelligence. So it's all you need. I think I have the same focus, and I was able to switch to my level 78 wand, which I showed you in the previous video, which is just all around better with 2 to level of all spell skills. I could way upgrade this, but I haven't spent the currency. I've just been, like I said, farming back my currency from buying the chest and the other junk. So I spent maybe total, let's say 3, maybe 4 divines worth of either divines or exalts. So this is still an incredibly cheap build, and unbelievably effective. So let's see some gameplay here. This is by far the best build I've played in this league. So I think I spent more on my blood mage, and it doesn't do nearly the quality. If I 6-link anything with my spark, eventually it'll be the one that lets me move faster while I'm casting. It's just for quality of life. Won't give me any more damage. I don't need any more damage. As you can see, this is a 15 map with not hard or anything like that. I've done tier 18s with way harder mods that are, it doesn't look any different. Stuff dies just as fast. You can't hardly even tell what's happening. So yeah, you just cruise along, keep your spark running, and that's that. And you can see my mana never goes down. I can spam this and never run out of mana. My regen is outstanding. So yeah, very good. We'll get to the boss, and I'll give you a demonstration of how fast my cast on Shock is going to pop off with the comets, and what that looks like with Spell Echo. And yeah, hopefully the fight lasts a few seconds. So I really should like put in like a low level comet and low level everything, so it goes a little slower. Tank wise, I don't know. I'm not tanky. I mean, I have 7k life, but I don't have any stun immunity. I don't have any of that stuff. But I don't get hit. I mean, who needs to be tanky if you don't get hit? So as long as you're spamming spark, you're tanky, because you won't take any damage. I've tried this with other skills just for fun, playing like ball lightning, which works great. It's a great skill. It's just quality of life. You cannot beat spark. It's just screen wide clear and no aiming and mindless. So here's my first rare, I think, of this map. He will melt. So what I do when I get to a rare, it's a blue. What I do when I get to a rare is, like in essence like this, you have time to preload. I'll preload my exposure, I'll preload my Orb of Storms, and I'll pop it open. And boom, he's gone. So you don't even really see his health go down, it's just gone. But yeah, Arc works fine too. You could play Arc as your main skill. I'll show you what that looks like. It's nowhere near as clean as Shock. Shock is just so good. One of the things I don't like about Arc is how long it takes to chain. But you could absolutely play this if you chose to. But it's not good. It does not keep up with Spark for screen wide clear and quality. Alright, so here's gonna be a boss. So like I said, I'm gonna switch out my, I didn't even have Arctic armor going, did I? Huh, I didn't have any of that stuff going for some reason. Guess it didn't matter. I do like these. I'll describe what I'm doing. Mana Remnants just lets me pick up a little mana. It's 99% meaningless, but I don't know. I'd maybe use that dodge roll one that leaves a lingering image. I could maybe drop both of them and use Blink, but Arctic Armor I really like. if you do get hit by a melee guy, this is going to go off and probably freeze him. So it's just one extra layer of safety. So there you go, it's my 5. Turn those off, turn on cast on shock. A good trick if you are doing it and you want to clown around a little bit, you can preload this a little on trash if there was any in the neighborhood, but I killed them all. Is there anybody over here that's going to help me preload it? Nope. So we're going to go in cold with 0, I guess, which is just fine. So, who do I got here? Oh, she's going to jump out of the pool. She's going to land about right here. So we'll get the shocks going, so the sparks going, so that she has a chance to get shocked. See those comets just raining down. Look at that. That's beautiful. And you saw my mana went down a little tiny bit because of all those procs. But it got to about here. I probably got to like 5k mana. Never drank a potion. Never did any of that stuff. And this is just too easy. Like the title of the video says. My first few builds, I had the Totem Warbringer, also pretty easy, but not this easy. Had the Blood Mage with Bone Surge as my main DPSer and Detonate Dead as my secondary trash clearer. Super easy as well, very good build. Played the Poison Chayula Monk, which stunk. I couldn't get the poison damage to scale. I may do another video on that character at some point, talking about some of the problems I've had with that. I think if you're going to play poison, you probably just want to go Pathfinder and use bows. Or even if you play a chonk monk like I was, you probably still want to use bows. Alright, there's the map on, so yeah, easy fight. Like you saw in the boss fight, Comet, so good. I didn't aim at that boss at all. I just moved like I was going to in case she does her big ugly slam, which can maybe kill me. I don't know. Probably not, but it might be able to. But you can play safe with this build and still do enormous amounts of damage because you don't have to aim. You just avoid mechanics. Move in a circle, move in a circle, cast your spark, drop your orbs on the boss in the middle and just move around it. It's just so safe, and comets just boom, boom, boom out of the sky on the boss. So I love it. It's by far the best build I've made. Yeah, if you like this video, and hopefully you do, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. It helps with the channel. And thanks for watching. Good luck.